Hey everyone, so it's been a while since I made a video, mostly because we've had such cold weather during May, so nothing has been growing. But today it's warm, it's been warm all week, and maybe you can see from behind me the grass is getting pretty tall. It is actually growing now. And right about now, late spring, early summer, you start seeing some seed heads coming up. So in this video, I wanted to show you one of the benefits of letting the grass getting this tall and using those seed heads to identify what grass types you have. So I'm gonna collect some of the seed heads and let's go through them and see what grass types I might have in my lawn. I'm looking through the lawn and some seed heads are really easy to identify, but some of them are so similar. It's so hard, but I'm gonna give it a go anyways. Let's see if I can find any. And walking through the lawn like this, I can see I still have a lot of bare patches because in my last video I reseeded all the bare patches from winter. But then the day after we had hail, we had freezing temperatures, we had frost, and a couple of days later my son and his friends wanted to play football and I didn't have the heart to say no. I mean, it's a yard, you should use it to play football. So they played football on everything, so I pretty much had to redo everything again. And I can still see some areas where the grass hasn't come through yet, but it is what it is. All right, let's find some seed heads. All right, I found a few seed heads. I'm trying to shade the sun so you can actually see on the camera. So over here you have ryegrass, usually comes up straight like this and usually is pretty hard. That's why some people don't like ryegrass. When these stems come up, they're pretty hard to walk on, and usually that happens during spring. But I mean, for my lawn, I mow it pretty short and it's never bothered me. I still walk on it without shoes or socks. It doesn't bother me at all. Now they look like this, and this is the rest of the plant, and you can see the purple roots here, the stem on the stems. That's only perennial ryegrass that has those. Now Kentucky bluegrass is similar to ryegrass, but you can see that the seed head is a bit more fluffy, and here you can see that it's starting to grow a rhizome. Perennial ryegrass doesn't have rhizomes. So this is a Kentucky bluegrass, and I'm not sure if the camera is picking it up, but there's a slight bluish hue to the seed head for the Kentucky bluegrass. And over here you have the creeping red fescue, pretty easily to identify. You can see that the seed heads are turning red. Now these are very similar to the one to the left. This is the one you don't want. This is Poa annua, or as we say in Swedish, vitgrö. It sucks to find these. I have a lot of these. I don't want these, but as you can see, they are pretty similar because they also start shifting colors a bit, but you can see the difference. This one grows out like a tree, it spreads, and the creeping red fescue pretty much stays together. So this is the difference. I'm just gonna film these together. So we have ryegrass here, quite hard stem. You have Kentucky bluegrass, softer, more fluffy seed head. Then you have creeping red fescue, red seed head, tends to stay together. And then you have Poa annua. It grows out, it's mostly white and it grows out like a Christmas tree, and these two are similar. Now I did find another one, and I'm pretty sure this is quackgrass, and it's really similar to ryegrass, as you can see, but the leaves are so much thicker. So I think this is quackgrass or couchgrass or whatever you want to call it. We say kvickrot in Swedish. So these three you want in your lawn. These two you don't want. Easy as that. Alright, so now I know what grass types I have in my lawn. Well, I knew what I had already because I've seeded it. Not the Poa and the quackgrass, but they are still there. And the problem with having the quackgrass and the Poa is that the Poa, you can see all the light green spots. I'll give it a mow in a second and you'll see it even more clearly. And the quackgrass, it's not light green, but the leaves are so thick, so it really sticks out. But if I had to choose, I would rather have the quackgrass. The quackgrass, if you mow it frequently, especially if you rake it up before you mow it, I did that last year, so every time I mowed, I raked up the quackgrass because it tends to lay down flat, so your mower misses it. But if you rake it up and then you frequently mow it, it starts running out of energy because it grows so fast, so vigorously. It uses up a lot of energy from the roots. So if you keep cutting off the leaves, it will slowly start growing less and less. You won't get rid of it. As soon as you have dead patches after winter, it will start growing again, especially since you probably fertilize your lawn all the time, but the other grass types will take over. So I had a patch over there of quackgrass last year. During the season I kept doing this. At the end of the season I could barely see any quackgrass left. So it is manageable, but you can't get rid of it without like glyphosate or something like that, because the rhizomes go deep, they spread very far, so it's hard to kill it off entirely. All right, I think it's time to give this lawn a mow. Now, since it is very tall, I am going to break the 1/3 rule, but it doesn't matter. I mean, I hear the 1/3 rule all the time. Maybe it is optimal for your lawn to be cut no more than 1/3 of the blade, but no lawn has ever died from it. I mean, if the lawns would die from breaking the 1/3 rule, no one would have a lawn anymore. Everyone does it. So I'm gonna do it too. I don't care. I'm actually gonna see. I've always wanted one of these. It's one of these mirror thingies where you put it on the lawn and you can measure how tall it is, but they're so damn expensive. It's a much less pricey model than the other ones I've seen, so I thought I'll use it, and I'm gonna see if I will break the 1/3 rule. I probably will. So let's see how tall the grass is. All right, so you just put this down, push it down, and then you can see that it's well over 5 centimeters. Some of the blades at least. So it's somewhere between 5 and 6 centimeters, I would guess. I'll put it up on the screen how much that is in inches. I can't remember. So I'll probably break the 1/3 rule, but rules are meant to be broken, right? Or maybe they aren't. But this rule I will break though. So let's get going. All right, let's start with the edges first. All right, so I'm done trimming around the lawn. Now, normally I don't like to use a heavy mower when you just seeded, but since we are breaking rules today, and I've been dying to use the Allet for the first time this year. I've actually only mowed it once in the last 3 weeks. It hasn't been growing that much. I mean, we've had like 6-7 degrees Celsius, so it hasn't been growing during May, but it's been growing quite good the last week. So I'm actually gonna use the Allet. Am I? Yeah, I am. I'm gonna use the Allet, who cares? I'm breaking all the rules today. All right, let's go ahead and use the mower. Maybe I should actually adjust the setting. And it's actually good that I got a chance to measure the height, because I've been wondering about the height of this. It says something on the side. I feel like it's a bit off. It doesn't cut the height it says it cuts. So the cutting height is supposed to range between 6 and 32 millimeters. I've set it on 32 millimeters for now. We'll see if it cuts that high. I'm not sure. We'll see. All right, let's get going. All right, I'm done mowing, and as you can see from behind me, it's starting to look pretty decent. I'm not fully happy. You still see some of the bare spots, but I can't tell you how much fun it is to mow. If you know, you know. Some people just don't understand it, especially with a mower like an Allet. It is pricey, but it's so much fun to mow. Let's have a look at how it looks, then I have a couple of things to show you. I mean, it's not looking too bad. I need to get into the groove of making stripes again. I almost forgot how I usually walk. All right, and this is the side strip. Have my little wife over there clearing out all the grass and stuff from the hedges. I mean, I can't be bothered. I'm a big shot influencer. I don't do stuff like that. I need to create content. I'll give her a hand later on. All right, so a couple of things. As you can see, I still have some bare spots all around, but they're filling in. There's seed underneath, so I think it will be fine. And then you can tell that I haven't backlapped my mower yet because it's having a hard time actually getting all the seed heads. I'm not sure if you can see. Let me get closer. I'm not sure if this is visible, but there's a lot of seed heads popping up. I mean, you see them here, you see them there, and these are so hard. Now these are quackgrass seed heads, and they are also like rye, very hard. So the mower has some difficulty cutting through these. Even if I backlap it, I backlapped it last year, trying to get rid of some of these seed heads, and it still wouldn't cut through them. So for those, I think I need a regular mower, or I'll just take the trimmer and just cut them, because I do want to cut them short so they will disappear eventually. But yeah, I'm liking what I see though. And since I haven't fertilized that much, I've only fertilized once early spring, and that was just a half batch just to get some things going. But then of course we had cold weather, so nothing happened. So I'm gonna give this some iron. Now when I do, I think that's when you'll see the light green spots pop out more. For now you can't see that many actually. I'm actually surprised. I thought there were gonna be way more. But once the lawn pops, starting to green up a lot more, then you can really see the light green stuff. I actually almost forgot. I was supposed to measure it, see if it cut at 32 millimeters, which the allet is set on. So let's use the Artemis again and see what height we have now. Well, I don't know. Now the grass is kind of laying down because of the roller, but maybe it is 32 millimeters actually. Not sure, it seems a bit shorter, doesn't it, than 32 millimeters. Let's try a different spot. Let's see over here. Maybe it is 32 millimeters. So hard to tell. If it weren't laying flat, maybe it would be 32 millimeters. I'm not sure. This is kind of what I always wanted to do, but every time I tried to find one of these, they were so expensive. I don't really get why. It's a mirror in a box. But if you want one of these, they are less pricey and it works just as well. So I'll put a link to this and you can check it out if you want. This is just for those extra nerds. You can easily just take a ruler as well, but this is way more fun. All right, that's it. That's how the lawn is looking. It's looking pretty decent. I'm not 100% happy. I still have these bare spots, but it's so hard to seed, especially when we want to use the lawn. I mean, we have good weather now. They want to play football on it. We want to do stuff. People want to walk around. It's so hard to seed, and especially when you have all these bare spots spread out on the entire lawn. I don't want to say that you can't use it. I mean, it's a lawn. All right, so go out in your lawns, look at the seed heads that are coming up, start identifying what grass types you have. Makes it a lot easier when you're seeding, then you know what seed to buy. Because every time you overseed or anything like that, you want to use the same seeds you already have. If you have any other questions, just put them in the comments and I'll see you in the next one.